Hi, we're here with Zsolt Bicskey. He is the Vice President of Endless Leadz. Zsolt, please tell us about Endless Leadz.
Well, Endless Leadz was born as in its current shape and form in 2011 September. The company behind it is about 2 years old, and one of the main reasons why we got rebranded and I got a little bit more serious because I got married. And I decided that I'm gonna be a little bit more organized and more serious about the business.
Sure. And now tell us about the services that you provide.
We're helping businesses to increase their revenue utilizing the internet. That's in a nutshell. What we are trying to do for businesses to have a systematic approach and transform something that they are doing online into something that can really generate revenue. Our slogan is that we turn your website into a 24/7 lead machine.
Great. And now who is your typical client?
The typical client, I tend to have a very good kind of communication with business owners over 45 years old that are they are successful or getting there to be successful, and they are very busy and they are working a lot in their company instead of working for their company, and they are getting caught up too much with the details of the everyday life instead of stepping back, take a 30,000 feet overview of the situation and try to manage it from above. I tend to connect with them very well.
And so how are you creating value for these companies?
I think the greatest value is coming from the angle that though I'm a geek according to my wife, my background is computer engineering and software engineering, programming, but by birth I'm an entrepreneur. So many times when you're dealing with digital marketing companies or certain SEO companies or social media companies, they are run by geeks, which is not a problem. It's great because they are very technical and they can do a lot, but they don't have background in business. The way we create value is we understand the business first. It's never a cookie cutter, like, we name the packages and this is the package that you have, and, we gonna force you into that package box. But we will understand first what is the current situation with the business. We do a current state analysis, and then we take more like a management consulting approach, focusing on the goals, the plans, the challenges, and the timeline that they have in their mind to reach those goals, and then we come up with a strategy. So I think that's a pretty big added value.
Definitely. And how do your services compare with that of your competitors?
I think the biggest difference is in those details that I mentioned earlier, that our approach is not strictly from a technological standpoint, but we have a business understanding. I have good relationships with other digital marketing, social media marketing companies, locally, nationally, and even some internationally as well. Just as an example, one of the social media marketing companies last year hired me. They flew me to San Diego. I spent 5 weeks there to set up their operations and project management and marketing. And we worked together. Then I managed it remotely for a couple more months, and that was a relationship. And I think that's a pretty big difference. Also, what's a huge difference is at the beginning of this year, I was asked to become an executive board member of a pretty significant business incubator. And behind us, there's a business incubator with hundreds of businesses and many professionals, where probably I'm at least 10 years younger than the youngest person. So that was probably the greatest business compliment of my life that I ever got, that they asked me to join the board. I immediately asked the person who called me, did you call the right number?
That's very cool.
yeah, that incubator is behind us. We have good relationship with financial institutions. We can even help with the funding of the project. Like if somebody knows that this is what they want, this is what they need, we agree that this is what they need, then we can help with the funding even to achieve that extra capital that is needed to fund the project.
Great. And Zsolt, tell us about a challenge that you have faced starting and growing a business and how you've overcome it.
Most of the businesses, startups, have challenges with cash flow, management, or marketing. These are the three main areas why businesses fail today. Not enough cash flow, improper management, or not good enough marketing. Well, since we're a digital marketing company, our marketing was pretty much covered. And cash flow was a huge issue. And to overcome that, we established good relationships with financial institutions or representatives of financial institutions who helped us a lot to overcome those challenges. And now we bring those relationships as assets into our business, and then we provide those relationships to our clients. And the number three is management, where people are either disqualified to manage a company, they just started something as a hobby and they suddenly start growing, or they are afraid of delegating, and or they cannot, or they're afraid, like, why should I hire somebody when I cannot even cut a paycheck for me? And we went through all of those phases, and I think hiring was a big challenge, and the cash flow was a big challenge, but we overcame both. There's a simple rule: don't quit.
And Zsolt, I have one last question for you. What is the future of Endless Leadz? Tell us what the big picture is.
Go public and have a happy life.
Sure. How do you plan on doing that?
Since the beginning, and not just the beginning of Endless Leadz, but the beginning of my entrepreneurship, I'm continually how you say it in English? We say it in Hungarian, holding many rods in the fire. So multiple things are going on continually, and I love trying things out, and I love failing. I think failure is a major part of business, and the more you fail, the better you will become. And after you overcome the fear of failure, you realize that you have to fail faster, and eventually you realize that you actually have to fail big. And then if that gets to your mind, that just keep trying, don't be afraid of failure, and then if you think it's gonna fail, then let's fail fast. Like, for example, the project idea comes, why don't we fail in a week or in a month versus suffering it for 6 months? And we have many projects going on the side, and then we are working with them. So eventually, the company behind Endless Leadz, which is Business Boost Inc., will become significant because of this kind of mentality.
Great. Zsolt, thank you so much for sitting down and telling us more about Endless Leadz.
Thank you, Paula.
If you're interested in connecting with Zsolt, go to fundology.com.